If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay, things people love.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
No worries.
So, no doubt. So, and you live in England, am I correct?
I do, yeah. I live in Surrey in England.
Oh my God. So look, I got to begin with this, right? Doing my research on you, please explain to me the article that was in the Sun.
Oh my God, no. So
please tell me about this article. Go ahead.
So before I got into adult work, I worked as a nanny. And I was also an English teacher, and I lived in Istanbul, and I worked abroad in Istanbul in Turkey. And like, I don't know, I wasn't really having much luck with men. And I was just like, oh, as soon as they find out you're English, they just think that you're going to take them to England. I'm just sick of these men that think I'm going to take them to England. And I was really moaning to my housemate. And she's like, oh, I know someone, I'll introduce you. So she introduced me to this guy. I was like, God, he's so gay. He's so gay. And she was like, no, he's just really friendly. He's just like, you know. So I was like, oh, all right. So we went on a few dates, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He was nice enough. He was a genuinely nice person. We dated, but the weird thing is, like, every time we used to go on holiday, he always used to bring his friends, like a friend. Like, we never went on holiday on our own. I was like, this is really odd. And my housemate was like, oh, maybe it's like just a Turkish thing. I was like, is it though? Like, I just found it a bit odd. But anyway, we got married, like, bizarrely. So we were together for like six years. And he proposed, and because I said that I wanted to leave Turkey because the politics was like all changing, and it was like, I don't know, it was just like, it just wasn't how it used to be when I first moved there. So I was like, I want to go back to England. And he proposed to me, and I was like, don't think that I'm going to stay in Istanbul because you've proposed. Like, if we're going to do this, you move to England, we get married in England. Yeah, blah, blah. And he worked, he was like the director for a private hospital in Istanbul. So he was like, we're going to open a clinic in London. And he did come over a few times. So we got married. He came over a few times to go and have meetings. But like, his Instagram was really weird. He kept like, he was away on the weekends a lot with his boss for work. And I was like, seems a bit odd. Anyway, almost 2 years had passed, and he still hadn't moved over to the UK. And for my birthday, he took me to Portugal. For the first time ever, it was just him and I. And while we were out for a birthday meal, I was just like, so when are you moving to England? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's just, you know, we've been married nearly 2 years and you're still not in the UK. He's like, oh, my boss needs me. And I was like, well, it's not like you're fucking your boss, is it? And his face just dropped. And I was like, excuse me, like, you're fucking your boss? And I just went mad. I have never thrown a drink at anyone in my life until that point in my life. And I just threw a glass of red wine all over him. I was fuming, and I just stormed out. I was like, why the fuck did you even get married, you fucking cunt? And I just went mad and just stormed out of this restaurant, thinking he would follow me, and he didn't. So I was fuming. So then that night, I went back to the hotel. I'd met this like family. The mum was just nuts. So me and her just got on the white wine spritzers and just got absolutely hammered. I ended up going back to the room at like 1 o'clock in the morning, was banging on the door. He opened the door, and then I was so drunk, I just threw up all over him. So yeah, and then when we come back to the UK, my mum picks us up from the airport. She goes, "Oh, so how was the holiday?" I was like, "Yeah, mummy's gay and we're getting divorced." And she was like, "What? You're joking?" I was like, "No, I'm not. Can we just go home, please?" And I just didn't want to talk about it. I was so cross. So yeah, disaster.
And how did he end up in the Sun newspaper?
Because there's a girl that I know who's been in the Sun newspaper a few times, and she's like, "Oh, I know someone that works for the newspaper. Like, let me tell her your story. She'll think it's hilarious, and we'll put it in the paper." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh yeah, why not? I've got nothing to lose. Everyone knows. All my close friends and family knew the story anyway." So I was just like, "Oh, I'll put it out there." So always trust your intuition. That is what I'm going for now.
See, and with that being said, hello smokers. Time to smoke this over, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am. I'm Kevin Arbor, Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. As you see, this is gonna be one hell of a show, people. So you can find me with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. 4 spots to tell you about that we love so dearly. The first one being eroticismmagazine.com. Next up, award-winning, award-nominated blusherotica.com. For you people that love candles, got you covered for that. The Kinky Candle Company. And for your legal need, the Queen of Law herself, Mitchell Ferrari. Links are in the description. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week in the mornings at fullswapradio.com. Also, you can listen to me on sgpradio.com as well as skyhawkafterdarktv.com. Now, as you can hear the voice, this sexy MILF, pog, whatever you want to call it, it's not from over here. She's from across the pond. She's sexy, she's thick, she's nasty. She is all about Manchester United. I am. Manchester United, am I correct? Did I get the team right?
Yeah, that is correct, yeah.
Okay, there you go. So
you have done your research.
And she has a beautiful smile and a nice pair of tits and a nice ass to boot. I'm going to shove and let this gorgeous lady introduce herself. Tell them who you are, beautiful.
Hi, I'm Maisie Lewis. I'm 43. I'm from Surrey in England. And I don't know, I'm a Taurus. What else do you want to know? I'm not a natural blonde, obviously.
Oh, I'm a Taurus too. So
you're a Taurus too?
I'm a Taurus also. That is beautiful. When's your birthday? Yeah.
9th of May.
Mine, April 21st.
Oh, you're an April Taurus. I'm a May Taurus. Yeah, 9th. So if anyone wants to get me a present on my birthday, feel free. Yes, I like presents.
For sure. So as you can see, we're gonna get along just fine. So let's go back now. After the disaster finding out that your husband was into men,
yeah,
how soon did you jump into the adult film industry?
Oh, so I had another disaster wedding straight after. So I got divorced, and then I sort of rekindled with someone that I'd known for a long time. Like, we'd always been friends. And then we kind of like, he showed up on my Facebook and I was like, oh, I've not seen you for a long time. How are you? We met up for a drink and things like moved very quickly. Like he moved in very quickly. He sort of like, he basically was a massive narcissistic person, but at the time I didn't know that. He basically loved bombed me like big time. We eloped and went to Barbados and had this like mad wedding in Barbados, like just us and a few close friends. Very, very cool. So I'd known him for like 13 years, but our relationship from when we kind of got together to when we got married was like less than a year. It was very quick. Then I ended up falling pregnant a couple of months after we got married. And then he changed into like this psychotic, really abusive, like horrible person. He would get drunk like every day. He was coming home wet in the bed. It was just like horrific to live with. But then I would sort of like say something and then he would turn it around and like make it my fault. It was just, and because I was pregnant, like my hormones were like all over the place. So I ended up having the baby. The midwife kicked him out of the labour room because he was drunk and he was causing arguments. So great start. So I ended up having the baby after my son was born. We had like issues, so many issues. And then the final straw was when my son got to like 17 months old, he came home so drunk. My son was poorly with a sickness bug and he tried to punch him. And I was like, no, I'm done. And I just packed and left and then went for divorce number 2. I was like, at the end of the day, do what you want to me. Call me any name under the sun. Like, I don't care. But you touch my boy, that's unforgivable. So yeah, so then after that divorce, I applied for a divorce, but then he started turning nasty because I walked away. And then he was calling social services. He was reporting me because I was on TikTok. I still am on TikTok, but I was doing TikTok. So I was like following trends on TikTok. And he then started calling social services saying that I was drinking, I was drunk with kids around when I literally had a glass of wine in my hand when I was doing a TikTok. Or he would say that I was doing adult content or I was sleeping with men and escorting from my house in front of my child. And I was like,
wait a second. He was saying all of this. You weren't even doing this.
I wasn't even doing it. No, I wasn't.
No, but you ended up doing porn eventually.
So in the end, I got so pissed off. I was just like, 4 times he'd reported me for certain things. And then on the 4th time, when the social service worker come round, I said, do you know what? If I did set up an OnlyFans, what's the consequences? And she said, well, nothing. As long as it's not around your child and, you know, your child hasn't got access to your phone and can see things and blah, 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 you're doing nothing wrong. You are allowed to make money how you want to make money. And I thought, do you know what? If I did actually do it for real, it will really piss him off. So I was like, fuck it. I'll do it. So I did. I thought, if you're going to accuse me of doing it, fuck you. I'm going to do it. And I think if I can make some money doing it, bonus, because my ex-husband, my son's father, whilst we were married, he controlled like all my finances. So then after I got divorced, I was like getting control of my finances and realized that he put me £34,000 in debt on credit cards. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never like been in debt in my life. So I was like, I need to get this debt paid off. And I was just really struggling with money. I was like using food banks because I was struggling with money, trying to pay these debts off. And I was just like, do you know what? If I can go into another industry that's going to pay money, I'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, I'll just find something else. But if I don't try, I won't know. And plus, it'll piss him off. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm still here doing it.
Well, see,
Don't get mad,
you can
get
see,
even, like they say.
The story. Look. The story doesn't change whether it's in England, the United States. After a fucked up marriage, they find themselves and let's go. God dang it. That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about. So now, what did you do to get into the business? Like, how did you secure your first shoot? All that, you know what I'm saying? What were the steps that you took?
At first, I just started off just doing photos, pictures, and solo stuff. I'd met a girl through TikTok that was in the adult industry, so she gave me a lot of advice and help. So I set up doing that. And then I got added into a network group, WhatsApp group. And then from there, people started like telling me about getting self-tested and how you work with other people and blah, 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 blah. And then there was a girl in the group that said that she wanted to do a stepmom, stepdaughter scene. Would anyone be interested? Mm-hmm. And I was like, never really done anything like that. I've only ever done solo stuff. And I was like, I'll give it a go. It was going to be at a studio. The studio wasn't far from where I lived. So I said, I'll give it a go. So I went and did all my STI checks. I went and like did everything. Went to the studio. It's Red Sign Studios, which is run by Lacey Starr and her husband. And then whilst I was at the studio, they said, you'd be really good on Sexy Mama. Because the first scene that I did, I was a bit shit because I didn't understand about lighting. I didn't understand about positioning and stuff like that. I was just a bit shit. So the director was like, look, this is what he advised me, everything. So then when I did my second scene, he was like, that was a massive turnaround. You listened to everything I said. That was perfect. That was brilliant. Like, you smashed it. I think you'd be really good on Sexy Mama. Would you be interested? It's a paid shoot. You'd play the MILF role. We'll bring in like a younger girl, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I'll give it a go. Why not? So I did that. And off the back of that, I got spotted by a Dutch company who was like, because I've got like natural boobs, I don't have any like work done. They were like, oh my God, she's all natural, like minimal tattoos. Let's get her on. So then I did my first boy-girl paid shoot with Mature Now, and it just kind of developed from there. Like, I started like working more with other people for like my OnlyFans and ManyVids and stuff. And then I was just like getting approached by other directors who said, would you like to work with us? So Score approached me, Aunt Judy's approached me. And then from there, I would just go on to like Pornhub and I would look at like MILF type content and then see who the production company was. Then I would message them. And if they had production in the UK, then they would sign me up. But sometimes it was in America or somewhere and I just couldn't really fit it in. So yeah, that's how I ended up doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, walking in, two things. Did you think that the industry would embrace women of an older age, meaning that MILFs are hot? And
I didn't think so, no.
That things would move as fast as it did.
No, not at all. I thought I might make a little bit. And on my own, I did all right. Doing just solo stuff, I did all right. But I didn't think that as soon as I went to a studio, I didn't like when they were saying, oh my God, like I'd go to a shoot. I went to a shoot one day and it was me and another girl. And I got called back because she had a lot of tattoos and fake boobs and I didn't. So they were like, we need you for the next one because you're more natural. And I just thought, because when like when I look at like porn online, I always think everyone's like all had loads of work done, massive tits, like blah blah blah. And because I haven't had any, I was like, I'm just a bit average, but it kind of worked. So I was like, I'll stick with being average.
Okay, yeah. No, you are not average. First of all, you're gorgeous as fuck. You got tits and ass. She's thick as fuck. We've not seen this.
That's the red
crumpet.
wine diet, that is.
Yes. Yes, because I'm sorry. I already know she came over here, bro. A whole bunch of brothers would want to shoot with her for some interracial. I'm going to tell you that now. For sure. So for you, it's like how often do you film? How often do you film paid gig wise? How often do you film content wise to keep up with your content?
So last week did I film last week? I didn't do anything last week. I just caught up on a load of editing and just did like some scheduling. So because sometimes I just don't have time to post every day, so I schedule things, and like it gives me a chance to like chat to my subscribers and stuff. So then I organize like customs and stuff, whatever they need. But then this week, tomorrow, I'm filming twice tomorrow. I'm doing a fetish shoot with balloons, and I'm doing like a stepmom stepdaughter thing. Then on Wednesday, I'm doing a football themed shoot. And then on Friday, I'm doing it's called Bad Dirty MILFs. So it's again fetish. And I'm not really like, I never would have thought that I'd go into kind of the fetish thing. But then I got a scene with Mature and L last year. And it was all to do with like foot fetish, food, stuff like that, and it kind of sold really, really well. So I thought, well, if I continue doing stuff like that, you know, it's all different. I don't just want to put myself into like one box. So if I can branch out and do other things, then it's kind of gives me a wide range of stuff to sell. So I found like on my page, my subscribers like the fact that I've got like a lot of diverse content. It's not just all the same kind of stuff. So they get interested in seeing like different things that I do. So if there's always something a bit weird and a bit different, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Try it once. Don't like it. I don't have to do it again. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you this. When it comes to the male talent that you work with, how do you find your male talent? And what credentials or what do you look for in them that say that I will work with them for content trade or to shoot content?
So if someone approaches me, we have like lots of different like group chats and stuff, or I'll speak to people that have worked with them, and I'll just like say, oh, you know, X has messaged me. What are they like? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they'll say, yeah, they're a great person, blah, blah, blah. So I don't really have like a set person that I go for, really. I can do like a lot younger people my age. I've never really gone older before. I've kind of like stuck to people kind of 30s, 40s, or like a lot younger. But normally, if they're not a shitty person and they're good, and you watch because you see their trailers and stuff on Twitter, and you know if they look like they're good at performing, then you think, do you know what, that looks really good. I would do something like that. So I just go for like if it looks good, give it a go. I don't have like a set like they have to be like this, or they have to do this, or they have to have so many followers. I don't really give a shit about stuff like that. I just think that could sell well. That would look good. Sometimes I approach other people because, like, I mean, I worked with someone recently and he had like really long hair and he looked a bit like a bit different. And I was like, do you fancy working together? And he was like, oh my God, yes. I was like, woohoo. So yeah, I don't know. I just like to do like different, like, you know, I think if you just stick to the same kind of people, it gets a bit boring.
Now, so now, because you came in working with a studio, what have you, so you learned shooting studio style. Because a lot of people, when we film, they think we just jump on set, we have sex, it's easy. They don't understand the work that we actually do, you know, especially holding the positions and stuff like that. So speak to like the gymnastics that you have to do on these sets.
So like at first it was kind of like with certain things when you're doing certain positions and they move you in such a way, and I'm like, my leg's up here somewhere, and I'm like, fucking hell, I do not do yoga, but I feel like I'm in a yoga class and it fucking hurts sometimes. So I'm just kind of, but now I just think, you know what, just relax and go with it and it's fine. And I tend to find that I'm quite a submissive person. So if the man is like a lot more dominant, it helps because they can just kind of take control. However, when I do the MILF stuff with the younger guys, I'm kind of having to be the naughty MILF that's coming on to the younger guys. So I have to take more control in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, I've never really had like a really bad experience with anyone. Oh, apart from the time I shit on someone. So I did.
You just said what?
I shit on someone. So I did an anal scene.
I've been on the other end of that.
Like I prepared, I did everything that I was supposed to do. And then we were filling out all the paperwork, doing our pictures. And then the guy that I was working with had a phone call because his wife had just had a cesarean, so she couldn't drive. And the nursery had called to pick up their other son. So he had to go and pick up their other child. So while he was gone, I was like, I'll have a coffee while I wait, which obviously coffee gets things moving. So even though I'd like prepared, when it came to actually doing the scene, like, yeah, there was nuggets on the end of his dick. And I was just like, I am so sorry. But the guy filming was amazing. Like we cleaned up, carried on, like nothing happened. Like it was fine. But that was the only time I was like really horrified, and I just was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I wouldn't do like when people like ring me up and they're like, oh, will you do an anal scene? I'm like, no. And I got stage fright after that for a little bit, and it was only when I got asked to go to Belgium to do Pascal Subsluts. I was like, he asked me and I was like, oh my God. And I explained the situation and he's like, you'll be fine. Like, you know, if you really don't want to do it on the day, you don't have to. So I thought, do you know what? I've got to get over this stage fright and just get on with it. And it was a brilliant scene. There was no mishaps. Everything ran smoothly. So yeah, I'm back without having the nuggets on the dick.
Yes, I've been the male time that got shitted on. The smokers know the story. Yes, I fucked the shit out of them. Yes, I did. So, so now, do we do gangbangs?
I have done. Don't do loads, but I have done. I don't. I'm not like I filmed. I've done like orgies. I've never filmed a gangbang. But I have like I've hosted or I've gone to a party and been involved. But yeah, I think I should film one really. But it's trying to find like men at the same time that are ready to kind of go for it. It's sort of like yeah. But
oh my goodness. And are we into any BDSM?
not like I'm warming up to it. I'm doing it bit by bit. It's not really like my thing, but I'm not like, I'm getting used to being slapped about, like my hair being pulled. I'm getting there slowly. I'll do like, I've done some dom stuff where I've been like tied up and whipped and nipple clamped and stuff like that. So, and I've got a scene in December with two sisters who are like doms, and they're gonna like dom me, and I'm literally gonna be like the submissive little milky slag. So I mean,
I'm sorry,
I haven't done anything really hardcore, but I've done a little bit. So yeah.
I just gotta say this because I know I ain't the only one thinking this. She is sexy as fuck. First of all, she fine as hell, and then that English accent, it just nailed it home, ladies and gentlemen. I am sorry. God, girl, it was something special. So now I know this is a story that I have with a lot of MILFs that I talk to, right? During your marriages, because I also noticed that also you into women. Now, was that something that you knew about yourself when you was married?
No, I'd never. I mean, the only thing I'd ever done with girls is gone out and had drunken snogs, like in a nightclub. I've never done anything more than that. So, yeah, I'd never. No, I haven't. I'd never like been with a girl. The first time was on camera.
So, how much had you discovered your sexuality, your sexual energy through this event of doing porn? Because
I've always been like,
hold on before you speak, because sometimes when you're in a relationship that don't allow you to explore yourself sexually and openly and be sexually open, we miss out. You get what I'm saying? So how much has this experience opened you sexually and realize how much of a sexual being that you are?
A lot. So like in my first marriage, I had some sex toys and he was horrified and was like, why have you got those? And so I was never allowed to like really use them. I've always been quite a horny person anyway. I've always like wanted to experiment. My second husband, he was quite, well, when he was sober, he had quite a high sex drive, but he wasn't sober a lot. So at the beginning, things were quite good. And we would experiment quite a lot, but then towards the end, it kind of fizzled out. So then obviously when I went into this job, like obviously I was a lot more open to a lot of things and I would try a lot more. And I have like a friends with benefits. So when I see my friend with benefits, he's filthy and like I'll just let him do whatever he wants to me, really, and I'm quite happy. Quite happy with it. So, there's nothing that he would do that I would say no to.
Lucky man.
You just take me and do whatever the fuck you want. Like, yeah. So I never thought in a million years I would be like, think, oh my God, yes, stick your feet up me and then I'll suck your toes. I never thought in a million years I'd be like that kind of person, but I'm kind of like, yeah, do it. Do you know what I mean? I never thought I was like a foot person, but I kind of am. I love like, even if it's my feet or their feet, I love a good toe suck. So yeah.
Yeah, because to me it's like that's one thing I love. I always talk about is the grace of sexual discovery, because that will point allow us to be, because we get to be freaky and nasty and everything. So, but chasing this business, because this is the other thing I would love to discuss, because we're big on testing here. So, how is your testing system over there? You know, because I'm curious. Do y'all have a TTS? Do y'all use TTS? What is y'all testing system over there?
Our testing system. So we're different to the United States because you get tested every 14 days. Our NHS system only does it every 28 days. So they'll do like your, they do your HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, what else is the chlamydia, and something else. So that's all I did. And they'll do like throat swabs, vaginal swabs, and anal swabs. But then I think on your test you have like MGen testing, which they don't offer. You have to pay for that privately. So when I've shot in Europe, I had to go and pay privately to get extra testing. So it's not free on the NHS. So there are extra things that aren't covered in Europe and in America, but in the UK, they just have a standard test and they're fine with it. So it is a lot different, and it's only every 28 days in the UK. But then I find if I'm shooting with someone and they need it within 14 days, I'll either arrange to shoot for when I have my next test at the clinic, or I'll just go and pay for it if I need to. So, yeah. But if you pay for it, they're really expensive. Private testing's really expensive.
I can believe it out of this piece. So because it's like put it this way. So when Americans come over, do y'all accept TTS, or do they have to test your way?
No, it's accepted because you have a QR code on yours, don't you? And you can just scan that QR code and it shows all the details. So it's all accepted, and you test for more things than we do. So it is accepted. I mean, some people will be like, if they don't understand what it is or what you've been tested for, they'll just ask. But I did a shoot about 2 weeks ago in London, and some people from America had come over, and everyone was completely fine with their American testing, and actually people were more accommodating to it because they tested for a lot more stuff. So so we were told that we had to get additional tests done for this shoot as well, because obviously if we're shooting with you guys and we've never been like MGen tested or whatever, then we could pose a risk for those. And it actually turned out that the two people who were supposed to be shooting actually had like the MGen like virus and couldn't shoot anyway. So actually it was a good thing. So yeah. But I'm like, when it comes to me shooting with people, I always kind of like, I do like my research into them first to make sure that they've not had anything previous, or they've not been careless. So, because there are always the odd like dickhead that's gonna like be like, well, I'm just gonna go and shag this person and shag that person. It's all right, I'll just get a test done and I'll be fine. And actually they're not, but then they're still having casual sex, like, and not thinking about other people. But you get to know those kind of people, so you get to know who to avoid. So yeah.
Yeah, because people don't realize we sacrifice in our sexual personal life to chase this business, hands down. We just can't go to the bar and take something home and fuck it raw and then take our ass to the goddamn set. No. Can't do that no more. That's out the window. It got shit. Even with married couples, hey, the husband, he got to get tested too.
Yeah. Same in the UK as well, actually. So, because also you just, not only that, because I've had 2 failed marriages, I know that men lie. Not just men, but like, I'm not very good judge of character, clearly. And so I feel like I could meet someone like, no, you're the only one I'm sleeping with. And I'm like, bollocks. That's absolute bollocks, and you know it. Do you know what I mean? So I would be like, I would never trust anyone's word for it if they tell me that they're clean. Because I'm like, well, I don't know. You can tell me that I'm the only person that you're shagging, but actually, I don't know that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, trust believe. I had my stories of being a piece of shit back in my day before I became a good man. And I also figured I was a swinger and poly and a dominate and a dom. So there you go.
I've never
So
been to a
now,
swing club. I really want to go to one. I've never been.
oh my goodness, you probably.
I know, right?
Mm.
So I just don't really want to go on my own. I want to go with someone like I know, like look after me.
Oh shit! Well, if I ever be over that way and there's a swinger party, I would love to go with you. We can go together. There you go.
Okay, so there is some
anyway.
people actually who I was due to work with, but we had to cancel for various reasons. And we were the weekend that I was supposed to stay with them, we were going to go to a swing club, but we rescheduled because like they've got someone like she's got an operation coming up and stuff. So like when she's in full health again, we'll go and we'll party, and I'll finally go to a swing club for the first time.
Oh my goodness! So now, during your shoots, because the things that we have to do, tension that we have to pay, how often do you orgasm?
On my shoots, sometimes I do quite a lot, but sometimes I'm just like, it's really not happening. So I'm just like, fake it till you make it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. I feel like when I work with someone, I get to know them first. And if I've got that like click and that banter with them and we got on really well and we've got a good connection, I know it's going to happen. Whereas if they're kind of just a little bit like, meh, they're all right, but there's no like sparkiness or like banter or anything, then you just kind of think, well, you're a nice person. I know the shoot's going to go well, so I'm just going to have to just go for it. It's mainly like, but even with, I find it a lot harder when I'm working with women because I like men. I don't mind women. I like working with women, but sexual preference wise doesn't really do a lot for me, to be honest. I mean, I like it, but sometimes I do struggle if it's not going. Like, so when I do when I'm like a sub in the femdom stuff, like I come like all the time. But when it's like it's just a standard like girl, all sensual, blah blah. I'm not really. It doesn't really. I'm just like, just get it over with, like that kind of thing. So yeah, I find it a lot harder with women unless there's like toys involved. So yeah, but I do like I get on really well with the women. We always make a brilliant scene and things do go well. But I don't know. I just prefer men. I just like men taking control. Really, just take control of me. Do what you want.
Oh my goodness. So when it comes to, I guess, with your content, well, not actually, forget all that. This is where I want to go with this. All right. You mentioned that you had shot with Score magazine, which is a very internationally known brand, especially big over here, or what have you. How surprised are you that you're now becoming internationally known? Because you're not just in England. You said you done shot in Budapest, you done shot here. You got picked up by Score magazine.
I did,
which is a US-based company. So, and I'm pretty sure you do have a decent United States fan base. So
yeah, I do. Like on my Onlyfans, really big.
Yeah. So how much does it like hit you that damn? I got motherfuckers all across the bond that want to see me.
So I don't really see it though. Like, so one of my friends said to me like recently, she was like, I don't know, she said to me, you'll be all right. You're making loads of money because like you're a famous porn star. And I'm like, I'm not really. She's like, yeah, but you are though. Like, and then we were discussing like how much we make and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, really? And I don't know. I don't really see it like that. I'm just me. I'm always like still going for the next goal and the next goal. So I don't really see myself as being like a big person. I'm just me. I'm quite a humble person. So I'm just like, if I'm like successful at something, I don't really think that I am. I'm just like, oh, I'm all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see like a success thing.
That's what makes you sexy.
What makes me sexy? My massive tits and my dimples.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, definitely that too. So how is the porn scene over there in the UK and Europe? Period. How is it? Like, how do they look at y'all? How is the movement over there?
What the difference between England and Europe? So when I was in Europe, Europeans are a lot more open to anything goes, whereas the UK, they are kind of open, but not like they're not willing to push their boundaries as much as they would in Europe. So I feel like the European market, people are a lot more like, they're into a lot more things and they're quite happy for you to do like pretty much anything. Whereas the UK, there's a lot of things where, like if you're tied up, it's kind of like, you've got to make sure that you've got, a hand free so you can stop at any point and stuff like that. And I'm just like, for God's sake, if you're going to get tied up, just tie me up, So things like that are very different. So yeah, I mean, it's starting to open up a lot more in the UK, but I still find that if you do something a little bit out of the box, people are like, oh my God, did you just do that? Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's like this. So with the bookings that you get, how do you get the bookings? You get through an agent or you independent? How do you get the paid gigs?
So I'll go on like Twitter and I'll look for, so I'll see people, I'll look on other performers pages, see who they've worked with, and I think, oh, that looks really cool, they're a really cool company, and I'll reach out to them. I'll either, if they don't have a messaging thing on their Twitter, then I'll go to their website and then I'll be like, they always have looking for models section, and I'll always send them a message. I think that's how I got my job with school, because I saw them on Twitter. They couldn't message, you can't directly message, so I just messaged them through their website, and then they asked me to send like pictures, blah blah blah, and do all that stuff, do like a little video, and then they flew someone over to the UK and we set up a whole day of filming. So after I did that, they then came back again a couple of months later, shot me again for over 3 days. So yeah, it was good. I just feel like if you don't put yourself out there and you don't ask people, it's not just going to land in your lap. You've got to go out and get it. So you have to keep like, so if there's like networking events, I'll go to networking events, I'll start talking to people. So I went to Venus in Germany. I wasn't like there on a stand or anything like that. I was literally just there networking. I'd spoken to a couple of producers. They've shut down for Christmas already, so I'll have to wait to the new year. But obviously I've given like all my details and everything to them. So we'll chat in the new year. So hopefully in the new year, more things will come. It's just about getting yourself out there. I feel like when people meet you in person, they're a lot more accommodating. Whereas if you just, sometimes like if you're sending like a little video and some pictures, it can just kind of get like washed away and it gets forgotten. Whereas if you meet them and you make an impact and they know you, they're like, yeah, I want you back. I want to see you again. We've got on with you. So I feel like that helps. So just like networking with loads of people and talking to loads of people. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, shoot, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, so shoot, so the last thing I'm going to ask you is on this end, because when it comes to like when you're doing your content, do you handle the editing, the marketing, promotion, and stuff like that? Because a lot of people don't realize that's the headache. That's the heavy work.
I
behind the
had to,
scenes.
I
filming is
tend
easy
to, if someone else is going to edit for me, I will let them do it because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But if I have to do it, I will. Like today, I did, as I edited a scene. It was only like 25 minutes, a 25-minute scene, but it took me about 3 hours to edit the fucker. And I was just like, oh, it was long. And I just, it just annoys me. But with like things like my marketing and stuff, I do all that myself, like, because no one else can really do it for you. No one else can sort of like put posts up on your Instagram or on your social media to promote yourself. Only you can promote yourself. But yeah, so I will, I do hire someone actually who, I will do my videos, but if I want trailers, they'll make like 30-second trailers and stuff for me. So I can then put out to my fans, like, this video is coming out, and they'll make a really shit hot 30-second trailer that I can send out to people. But because otherwise I'd be there all day trying to do it, and it will look shit. So I'll hire someone that's actually really good at it. But when it comes to like my own like full length videos, if the person, if it's like, say if it's an amateur film that's done like just us with no cameraman, then if the person who I'm working with, if they want to edit, I will let them do it. If they don't, then I will. But it just takes me hours. But I prefer, if you've actually been in that film and you have to edit it, like which bits are gonna look good and which angles are gonna look good from when you were filming, so you know where to like stop, then use the next footage from the other camera, etc., and merge it together. I feel like if you hire someone else, they weren't there, so they don't know like what your intentions were and what's gonna look good. If you know what I mean. So it's just a ball ache. It just takes so long.
Oh no, trust me. The best scenes are the scenes that go straight through with no stopping. They are perfect.
Yeah, that is
beautiful,
true.
Great to edit. I love them the best.
I do like that. Yeah. I mean, I much prefer to have a cameraman that goes around and films everything. And I kind of like it, actually. I kind of feel like, I like the fact that someone's watching me. I know that sounds really wrong, but I'm like, yeah, how's it like, get right in my face. So yeah.
Oh my God, love it. Oh my God, people. So smokers, I done held this gorgeous lady up here for an hour, and we ain't even touched the service. So you know what that means. I got to ask her the $1 million question. Miss Maisie Lewis, can I call you a smoke buddy?
You can. I actually vape. I don't smoke. I did used to smoke, but I gave up when I got before I got pregnant.
Oh. So you know what that means, people. She'll be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and I'm gonna bring her and them nice, pretty titties to the premium smoke room on Loyal Fans. That's right, people. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. Special event known as the VIP Smoke Room. Plus, I also go live on X from time to time. And it gets more candid. It gets more unpredictable. It gets more provocative. It gets more crazy. It gets more wilder. The conversation gets more saucier. The tits come out. Dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. And you can follow, but you have to subscribe to see all that. You feel me? And if you're looking for XXX, I got you covered. Go over to my video store where you can see my work as I give ladies the work, because big dicks grow in the sticks. That's why they used to call me Big Country. And for my people over in Spotify, I got some nice stuff over there for you as well. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers. We give you that real smoke from a male's perspective. Plus, an array of over 400 episodes for you to binge, watch, and listen, ranging from limited podcast series that I did in the past, premium smoke podcast episodes that are not on Loyal Fans, as well as a couple of the chronicles of the Spit Queen episodes that's not on Loyal Fans. So whether it's you want to premium smoke or you want that savage smoke or you want both, either way, just subscribe. So now I'm going to shut up and let Miss Lewis tell you where you can subscribe and spend money on this sexy English MILF. Go ahead.
You can subscribe to my OnlyFans, which is just Maisie Lewis. I have a ManyVids page. Again, that's just Maisie Lewis on ManyVids. I've recently, yesterday, signed up to Fap House and oh shit, what was the other one? I can't. Clips for Sale.
I'm on Fap House and Clips for Sale.
I just set it up yesterday. I literally just got approved, so I'm going to start uploading my content on there. I've also bought a domain website, which again, that's something I need to work on, but that's going to be a little bit later on. So yeah, my social media is like Instagram and X is Maisie Lewis 81, but all my porn sites, Pornhub, Fat House, Clips for Sale, OnlyFans, and ManyVids, it's just Maisie Lewis. And that's where you can find me. So yeah.
and when you come in stateside,
I don't know, you know. I don't know. I don't know. When I get invited.
Who knows? But who knows? Maybe in 2025, this lady be over here in the United States.
Maybe. I have been asked, actually. There's a guy in Miami who asked me to come over. But the time he wanted me to come over, my mum helps me with childcare for my child, and she was away on holiday, so I couldn't do it. But I can't really take my 6-year-old child, so sorry. And he was like, "Bring him with you," and I was like,
"Oh no, you!
What am I going to do with him when we film?" He was like, "Oh yeah, maybe don't do that." But that was supposed to be in Miami, but that'll happen at some point. So yeah, we'll
for sure.
We're talking about that. So yeah.
So now, smokers, what did we smoke over today? What did you learn today? What did we leave you with today? Well, we left you to show you what porn looks like on the other side of the pond. They work, they film, they shoot, you know, and the one thing I like about the porn over there is that they actually do take the shit seriously, you know, a little bit more than what we do over here. Across the board, you know, they understand not selling sex, but selling the fantasy of sex, the what I would like to call the idea of sex, you know, period. Because no matter how you skinny it, when you're watching porn, you're fantasizing. You just fantasizing through a video. So it's kind of so people can understand this when it comes to performance, whether it's in England, whether it's in Budapest, or whether it's in America. We do this because, one, we enjoy and we love it. And allow us to be sexually free and open with no judgment, because that's part of what we pose to do. And it also gives us an escape from the world. I know it did it for me, god dang it. I could just focus on fucking the shot, this chick, and making some great footage. I ain't worried about bills today. You feel me? And enable us to make a great living. And even more so than that, that it also shows you that you could be known in another country and never been there. You can be seen. But the key of it is not what you do, is how you do it. You feel me? So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? If you haven't learned anything, smoke this over. Miss Lewis, tell my smokers goodbye. Beautiful.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
We out. And we are done. Let me give you this aftercare, my gorgeous crumpet. You are just gorgeous. I'm sorry. You just beautiful on the inside now. I love it.